So it turns out you've been neglecting your spinal mobility. You know what's even worse? You thought that I wouldn't find out. Lucky for you, I'm not the type to make you feel bad about stuff like that. Instead, I'm gonna help you find a nice spinal mobility routine that is gonna help you. Surprisingly enough, it turns out the spine is really important for the body. If your spine doesn't work, the rest of it won't work either. So, we're gonna start out with the easiest spinal mobility exercises and work our way up from there until you can do some amazing shit, and we're gonna start right now. Just as a warm-up, as you can see, I have both my knees on the ground and we're gonna start doing some nice little rotations. We're not gonna use any momentum. Instead, we're gonna use our abs and obliques to turn our upper body to the side and switch to the other side. Once we've done that for a minute or two, we can start expanding and using more momentum. Now, I'm using my knees on the ground instead of my feet because most of the people, once they stand up and do it standing, they're gonna have much more rotation in their hips than I want them to have. And an easy way to get around that is basically putting your knees on the ground, which keeps you from rotating your hips more than you should. Now this one here is one of my favorites because it's really relaxing and we're gonna be doing full spinal rotation. And it's gonna be really easy but really nice to loosen up all those back muscles and all the muscles that keep our spine really tight. So we're gonna open up our legs, we're just gonna fall forward and we're gonna use our muscles again in our obliques and our spinal erectors to pull our body up and slowly move down to the other side. Relax your neck, hang your head and switch directions. Up, down, up, and down. Moving on, we're gonna require our first piece of equipment, and I'm pretty sure you have one of those at home. We need a wall. Doesn't matter what kind of wall. We're gonna sit back, we're gonna keep a little bit of distance between our bodies and the wall, like so, and we're gonna open sideways to the right and to the left. Why are we using the wall? Because it can help us to turn a little bit more to the side. So we can actually use it to pull our upper body sideways. And even better, we can move on to the next exercise without switching starting positions by doing full rotations. Back, left side, back, right side. Open up. Turn, switch, extend your arm fully, turn, switch, extend your arm fully. Do a couple of rotations, and then we're going to move on to our next exercise. So not only is this exercise perfect for our spinal mobility, the problem is that if you are too tight in your anterior chain, your posterior chain is going to have problems too. So we're going to take care of that while working on our lumbar mobility, which looks something like this. Level number one, you're going to have your hands on your feet and basically just push upward. If this gets too easy, we can move down to level number two, where we have our elbows on the ground and we're always flexing our glutes to push our hips up, and after that we can move on to level number three, which is basically lying down with our backs and still pushing upwards. Now why are we doing this exercise? Because from here we can move on to something like the bridge. We can start in the lying down position, we can pull our legs in close, we can put our hands right next to our shoulders, and from here all we need to do is push up, hold, and return. Push up, hold, and return. Now, depending on where you have more mobility, we can move forward and backward to switch up the stretch from our hip flexors to our shoulders, which means we're gonna push up, forward and back, forward and back, just a little bit, and then come back down again. In between bridges, we're gonna pull in our legs to lengthen our spinal erectors so we don't cramp up. Now we've done a lot of lumbar mobility, but we haven't worked too much on our thoracic mobility. Once again, it's a goddamn wall. We're gonna put both hands on the wall. This is the easy version of the exercise. Both legs are straight, feet are closed, hands are on the wall, and from here we push our upper body down to open up our chest and shoulders while moving our thoracic spine into an extension position. So this is spinal flexion, this is spinal extension, which is exactly what we want. We're gonna hold, flex, relax, push, and repeat. Now, the cool thing about this exercise is, as I mentioned, it also opens up your chest and your shoulders, making them more mobile. Now that we've done the easier exercises, we're gonna move on to loaded spinal mobility, which is a little bit more advanced. So if you haven't mastered the last exercises, I advise you to do that before we move on to the loaded exercises. For those of you who already know how to do bridges and who are a little bit looser in their spine, you're gonna join me now for the coming up exercises. We're gonna move back to our favorite wall. If we sit back with our feet touching the wall, we already know where we can place our hands, which is exactly in front of our knees. Now, you should have the required mobility to switch into our starting position, which is this one. Put both legs up on the wall, and now from here, we want to push inward, open our thoracic spine, extend it, and move forward to our lumbar spine. Thoracic spine, lumbar spine, thoracic spine, lumbar spine, thoracic and lumbar. Now once you've done that, we're gonna move on to the next exercise, which is gonna put a lot more stress on our lumbar spine, but is one of the most amazing spinal mobility exercises, loaded ones, that I've ever done, and it helped me a lot to work out all the kinks that I had that kept me from getting way more into advanced spinal mobility positions. Now the starting position for this is pretty similar. We're gonna have our hands on the ground, we're gonna move into the same position, but this time we're gonna stretch out our legs to close them, because from here we can move more into the lumbar mobility, where we press our hips towards the wall, and from here switch it up again to thoracic mobility. Now we have a lot more push inward because of all the length and all the body weight up top. Move lumbar, move thoracic, move lumbar, move thoracic, and return. Dismount slowly. I'm telling y'all, dismount slowly. I do believe in you. I know that you can master all of these, but I still don't want you to get hurt. So take your time and slow the fuck down. Now we're gonna finish this up with another super awesome exercise. Now to get into position for this one, we're gonna start a little bit different with how we are facing the wall. The last one, we had our backs to the walls. This time we're gonna do it the other way around, and we need to lie down for that. Lie down really close to the wall, extend our legs, and put our hands where we would usually put them if we were gonna start into a bridge, but we're not, because that doesn't look at all like a bridge, or does it? So, my hands are here, and I'm gonna push up, raise, and extend my legs. I can open up my thoracic spine once more and hold it for a lot longer and increase the amount of curvation I have in my back. We're gonna hold, pull your head in, and relax, and hold. amazing thing about all the exercises where we're head up is that we build massive strength in our shoulders, in our arms, and in our lats. Basically, we're building one singular line of strength starting from the top and moving down all the way to our lower back. So the cool thing is, due to the work that we're doing, we're actually aligning our hips more by strengthening our lumbar spine. Now some of you might be wondering, well, that's good and all, but how long do I hold these stretches? How many do I do? It turns out, according to the most latest research, that 30 seconds is a perfect amount of time to hold a static stretch. But when it comes to dynamic stretching, now we need to focus a little bit more on your own body, which basically means you have to listen to your body and find out when it gets harder. Especially when you're doing loaded mobility, even more when you're doing spinal mobility, and even more when you're doing it fucking upside down with your head towards the ground, because if you lose your grip, you're gonna fall and you might break the spine. And if you remember in the beginning of the video, I reminded people that having a spine is really important to staying alive. So we're gonna try and do 5 to 10 repetitions for all the dynamic stretches. Dynamic stretches are the ones where we are constantly in motion. Hold for a second or two, go into the other one, hold for a second and two, do that between 5 and 10 times. Take a short break, 1 or 2 minutes, and then move on to the second set. We're gonna do a maximum of 2 sets for each of the exercises, because those are a lot, and then we have a full spinal routine that's gonna take us about 20 to 25 minutes if we take the proper amount of rest in between. This was a really fun video to make. Like the video if you like the video, especially because we've had such amazing growth in the past couple of months, and we've had a lot of new subscribers and a lot of new viewers, so welcome to the channel. For the other people who have not subscribed yet, the button is down below, and I'll see y'all tomorrow because new videos every day. Most of y'all know that. So Captain Cairo, peace out.